Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Welcome to the vlog. We are officially back home. The holidays are unfortunately over. It has been so unbelievably wonderful to have 2 full weeks off. I really did pump out more content, short form and long form, more than usual throughout December and the first half of the holidays. So to give myself some well-needed rest from hobbies and work, I truly just rotted the last week and it feels amazing. So today is Sunday, January 4th. Happy New Year, and tomorrow we are back to work. But with that being said, I just want to have a really solid Sunday reset, resetting the home, resetting the mind before I get back to work tomorrow, and just starting off the year strong. So in this vlog, I also wanted to talk about some of my New Year's goals with you guys. I wanted to show you a reset Sunday and a cozy Sunday night in. I wanted to have a sit-down conversation about my New Year's goals. I'm gonna try to speed through them and not give too much context. I've divided my goals into 5 different categories. 1 being self-development, 2 being finances, 3 being career, 4 being family and relationships, and then lastly, fitness. When I was sitting down and doing my goals this year, it felt really different, and I think part of that is because I'm 30 now. You know, I just turned 30 on December 14th. Shout out all my Saggies. All of my 20s, I was so focused on what I wanted to do by the time I was 30. I was so focused and driven in the entirety of my 20s, and to have everything and all my visions and goals wrapped up in my 29th year of living right before I turned 30 was incredible. I'm so utterly proud of myself, and I'm so thankful for the village that I have around me, and I cannot stop thanking my younger self for hustling and striving the way she did. Like, good job, young Coco, seriously. My mentality on a lot of things has changed severely, and also just the way I think about life. Like, life has been truly so humbling in the last, I'd say, like 5 years. This list was so intentional, and I do find that in my 20s, a lot of my goals were very ego driven and they were very numbers based. Now, my goals list is pretty, you know, I obviously am still striving for a lot and dreaming big, but in a much more intentional and wholesome way. A way that also feels a lot more mature. It feels very 30. I digress, but let's get into my list. So starting off with department 1, we have self-development. And the first thing I have on this list is to learn more about AI and tech in general. Long story short, even though I obviously do this hobby and it involves tech, I'm really not great at technology, and that's because I lack a lot of patience with it. And then when it comes to AI, I'm actually really fearful of AI, and I really do have to drop that mentality because it's integrated into our lives, even at my own workplace. I think it's something I need to stop fearing and start learning more and collaborating with, rather than just being scared of it, because I think it's inevitable, guys. Like, AI is part of our life. For goal number 2 in this category, I want to dive more into this hobby of vlogging and social media, kind of understanding algorithms and getting into the groove of editing and trying to understand and find what I want my style of vlogs to be. This is a very casual hobby for me, but it is something I want to invest more time in and get better at. The third goal I have in here is increase my cooking skills, especially with more traditional foods. So last year, my goal was to really get comfortable with cooking and baking, which, may I say, I really have, especially cooking, especially because I've moved out and have my own place now. What I haven't really dove into is traditional foods, and I kind of spoke about it on one of the vlogs in December. So this year I am challenging myself to cook more traditional Filipino foods. Okay, and then for the last and final goal of this department for self-development, it is to get up earlier and stop snoozing. Me and the snooze button are best friends. I'm gonna try for 6:45 and 7 on the weekdays, and then 8 a.m. on weekends. Okay, now we're on the topic of finances, so let's get into it. My first goal here, I want to get back into investing myself and investing with my financial advisor. 2025 was a write-off for investing because I needed my money right away. I spent my entire 20s investing myself using Wealth Simple. And then on top of that, I was also investing with my financial advisor. She handled my accounts like my TFSA, RRSP, first time home buyers. And then my Wealth Simple account was my fun investment money that I used to learn and understand the stock market. Last year was strictly saving money for the wedding and for the closing, so I didn't have much room to play around and invest in. So this year I really want to get back into it. I loved learning about the stock market. I thought investing was so fun, whether it's short-term or long-term, so can't wait to get back into that. Okay, so for the second goal, this is very random and I won't get into much context about it, but I want to make minimum $833 more per month. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And my third goal is I wanna start saving for a home renovation. So my husband and I do own this condo here. This is our first home that we got together. And I don't wanna get into too many personal details here, but we actually do have a house as well in our hometown. And the plan is in maybe 3 years, we'll move back there, rent this place out, and then we want to start a home renovation probably at the 4 or 5 year mark. Home renovations are not cheap, so it takes a long time to save up for them. We already have a little fund for it going, and I'm so excited about this whole home renovation. For my fourth goal in here is I want to continue not impulsively buying things, especially when I thrift, because it's so easy to impulsively buy when you thrift because it's so cheap. And then the last goal in the finance department is to readopt my abundance mentality. I had such a great and strong abundance mentality all of my 20s. What I learned this year is you can plan as meticulously and as aggressively as you want, especially being type A. But life's gonna life, okay? I'm not gonna get into details, but I experienced a lot of setbacks this year that I think pushed me into this really bad lack mentality, because it just felt like, oh my God, honestly, like dollar signs leaving my bank account, and I just had to continuously spend on things I no longer wanted to spend on. I actually feel like I have to reteach my mind out of that, and it does feel like the lack mentality took over my mind and that it's almost become habitual for my brain at this point. So yeah, a big one that I'm already working on is regaining my abundance mindset back, because whew, 2025, yeah, you were expensive, girl. Okay, moving on to the category of career. My first goal in this is actually to find a new part-time job with the intention of finding a creative outlet that really fulfills me. So while I love my 9 to 5 and I'm really good at my 9 to 5 and I have no problem working my 9 to 5, I'm definitely not fulfilled by it. I'm definitely not fulfilled by it, and I will happily work this job for 50 years because of the stability it provides. I'm definitely not fulfilled creatively wise, and so yeah, I want to find a new part-time job that kind of lets me like dip my toe more into the creative world. My second goal in this is to prioritize networking, pretty straightforward. Number 3, another straightforward one, is to stop procrastinating. Yeah, I am a procrastinator, especially this year with just how much I had to handle in my personal life. It was wild, guys. It was wild balancing like my many jobs from consulting to my 9 to 5. So yeah, we got to get back on not procrastinating. Okay, and then in family and relationships, I just have 2 simple goals on here, and that is 1, to spend more time with my parents, both my parents and my in-laws, because just, you know, they're getting older. And then 2 is I want to spend more quality time, and when I say quality time, I mean phone down and put away time with my husband. Okay, and then in my last category, which is fitness, my first goal in here is to get back into weekly yoga. I have been doing yoga since I was 16, pretty consistently as well. This year, ever since like we moved out around 6 months ago, I just haven't found a studio that I absolutely love. So I've been going like a few times a month, but not once a week. Definitely felt the downside of that. I feel it in my body, the tightness of my body, even the tone of my arms isn't the same. So yes, I want to get back into weekly yoga, and I'm really excited because one of my favorite studios in Toronto just opened up a location right beside my condo, so it's kind of perfect, and it literally opened January 1st, so that is perfect. For my second goal in this category, get back in the gym 3 times a week, weightlifting. With that being said, I'm going with lighter weights. For 10 years, I was actually lifting very heavy. I used to be that girl on the squat rack doing like 2 plates and a 25. I used to deadlift like 150 pounds. When I gave up my gym membership this year because, you know, again, we moved, I was really sad because I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose all my muscle, yada, yada, yada. And then the condo gym wasn't done until October. I haven't been lifting heavy weights for the last 6 months. And that is something I had to get used to, even just mentally. It did not make me feel good. But okay, I have learned that I actually really like my physique better and I feel a lot better when I am lifting lighter. I think it was the heavy lifting that was causing so much inflammation just everywhere in my body. So yeah, I want to get back in the gym 3 times a week, but just lifting lighter weights. And then my last 2 goals would be 1, to increase my cardio. And then my last goal in the fitness category is just to overall lean out. I really do like my physique. Even though my booty's not as big as it used to be, it's fine, honestly. And just for my frame, I think how I look now just really suits me. Like, I'm only 4'11". I loved my huge muscular legs, but they did make me look extra short. I just want to focus on stop trying to gain a booty and start trying to just lean out and overall just keep moving and be healthy and just like have a healthy physique. So yeah, those are my goals for 2026. What are some of your goals? I love hearing other people's goals. And do you have a plan yet on how you're gonna get there? Have you started? Is this a goal you've been working on the last few years? Is it a new goal? Let me know down below. I'm really excited for 2026, guys. I'm really, really excited. I'm just excited for all of my 30s, honestly. 30 is it. 30 is tea, so don't be afraid of 30. It's actually tea. That was such a good and well-needed yoga session. I watch Move with Nicole and Yoga with Adrian. I've been watching both of them for years on the days I can't get to a gym or a class, or on the days I'm on my period, and amazing, so highly recommend. Ooh, don't mind my Hello Kitty blanket, but I'm just waiting for the oven to finish preheating so I can bake dinner, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the shower as well after this. I wanted to show you guys the little activities and hobbies I've been doing over the holiday break. I pushed out a lot of content the first week of the holidays, and then the last and final week, which was last week, so the time between Christmas and New Year, I just did not pick up the vlog camera, didn't think of content, was just really present with my family and lots of shopping because I love holiday shopping and all the sales here in Canada. Okay, so to start off, I have been crocheting. I started crocheting around 2.5, 3 years ago. I am by no means a pro. It is something where I go through phases with. Like, there will be 3 months of the year where I'm just obsessed with crocheting, and it's usually in the winter months. So yeah, I spent my holiday crocheting some fun things, so let me show you guys. As you know, I'm obsessed with Miffy, so I made my Kobo a Miffy pouch, which I love, so cute. And then I made myself an actual Miffy pouch. It's like a drawstring one, and it opens, or I think it's tied right now. It's tied right now, but it opens, then you can close her up, and she has a little ruffled top. And then this one I just finished today, but mind you, it is really not that great. Her eyes are ribbon right now. I just didn't have black yarn, so please ignore that. But I made a book cover, a Hello Kitty book cover. How adorable. So yeah, it's just ribbon right now, but I need to go ahead and buy black yarn, and I think her bow could have been bigger, but it's fine, honestly. The great part about crocheting is you could always just start again. I have been obsessed with paper books again. I love my Kobo, so convenient, especially because I travel quite often. But honestly, to me, nothing beats a physical book. And that brings me to my next topic of what I've been up to during the holidays, and it is the book inside of here. So let me show you guys. I started it. I started ACOTAR, and I bought this a week ago exactly. and I love it. I'm literally on the last 80 pages, so I'm going to finish this tonight. I can't wait. And then moving on, I did spend, you know, it's end of the year, it's my birthday, yada yada yada, so I did spend a lot of time journaling. And if you're on that side of TikTok, then you have definitely seen the traveler's journal. And so yes, I did start my own. Now this is a leather journal I bought in Amsterdam at the Neuter Market when we were there, but this is a handmade leather journal. He did it right in front of us. While it's not the same as the traveler's journals that you're seeing on like Pinterest and TikTok, I feel like it's still the same concept, and I'm just gonna make this a traveler's journal. Mine is very much a work in progress. Right now I'm just kind of collecting little knickknacks and pictures that I have, and then I'll organize everything. But this is what mine is looking like right now. So I just have these are gold paper clips, and then I have a clip and a picture of my dog Uzi. On the front right now I just have my Polaroid of my husband and I on our wedding night. And then on the inside, again, all of this is still very much a work in progress, but on the first page, these are Polaroids I took I think 2 weeks ago at my birthday dinner with my sister and my girlfriend. And then I have a Hello Kitty envelope with a letter to my future self inside. So this is a letter that I'm going to reread at the beginning of 2027, exactly a year from now. I did already make my first entry. This is my Amsterdam entry. And then at the back, I just have some more, you know, Sanrio stationery. So still a work in progress. I can't wait to go to the craft store and just pick up little knickknacks and everything, and little like journal pins. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. And then I have the biggest collection of cutie little keychains, whether they are Sanrio or other cute characters. And I have keychain anxiety, you know, similar to sticker anxiety, when you have a collection of stickers but you are too anxious to use them or put them on the wrong place and yada yada yada. So I was kind of like bored one day, and I looked around and I was looking at my collection, and I'm like, I need to utilize these things. I am going to Japan at the end of the year and the Philippines, and that means I'm going to collect more. So it is time that I use them to go ahead and decorate my bags and little knickknacks. So I got this little pencil case, and this is gonna be my crafting, my little craft pencil case. So I went ahead and yeah, I'm just putting my little keychains on here. So I have my Hello Kitty from Japan, and then I have a Pocky keychain as well. And then I had these My Melody pins, and she matched perfectly with the pink, so I decided to decorate this. I finally put all my keychains with matching bags or like little pouches and stuff, so I did that. On the topic of cutie little Sanrio chains and everything, I went to an art store this week, a charm store called Hobbies on Queen Street here in Toronto. And essentially, I bought a bunch of cute little like Sanrio beads. So there's a cinnamon roll one. I have this strawberry one. What else do I have? I have a cherry one. Hello Kitty's a popsicle. So I bought those little charms to put on my journal. 3 of them are gonna go on my journal. And then I also bought some wire and string at the bead store because I've been having so much fun decorating my lippies. I have so many lippies. I'm obsessed with lippies. You cannot have enough. And I just thought, why not? I'm bored, I want to use my hands, let's go and make some little charms. And then I am probably even gonna make a little charm for like my little coin pouches and pencil cases as well. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I've just been having honestly a grand old time doing hands-on arts and crafts and not being on a screen. I'm also trying to retrain my mind on how to do things and not have background noise on. So I've been reading in silence, crocheting in silence, doing arts and crafts in silence without feeling the need to have a YouTube video playing on the back or a movie or a show. Sometimes I will do lo-fi music, something that's not overstimulating. But yeah, I do find that over the past many years, I've been so kind of reliant on needing to do 2 things at once or always have a show in the background. So yeah,